And now it's time to know a little bit more about the cases in which you need to omit the article. So let's discuss them in detail. Omission of the article. So, in which cases do you not use the article? So, the article is omitted before names of substances and abstract nouns. For example, gold, water, abstract nouns such as love, hatred, purity, peace, intelligence, before these words. For example, honesty is the best policy. So you don't need to say the honesty or an honesty. Before plural countable nouns, used in a general sense. For example, bananas are a great source of potassium. Or children usually love chocolates. Then the third one, before most proper nouns, except those countries that we did, or the names of the statue, names of the rivers. For example, any usual person, I met John yesterday, or I'm going to see the movie at Cinemark. I am going to, let's say, Chicago. I don't need to mention the Chicago because it's a proper noun. Before names of meals, you don't need to say the lunch, the dinner, or the breakfast. You can just say, I'm going to have some lunch today. Before languages, for example, Turkish. I don't know anything about Turkish. I'm trying to learn Finnish for a month. Do you know any kind of Italian? So it refers to the languages. Then also before any kind of school, college, university, church, hospital, prison, etc., where these places are visited for their primary purpose. For example, I learned French at school. I'm going to college today. Or I visited him at hospital. My uncle is still in hospital. Well, sometimes when you're using these words to refer to something already mentioned, like did you visit the hospital today? That means the hospital was used in a conversation before this sentence. So in that case, you have to use the. For example, I'm going to the church. So it's already mentioned somewhere in the past that you go to a particular church every week, and that's why you're saying I'm going to the church, not just any church. Then the next case in which articles are omitted, number 7, before names of relations. So for example, meet my father, not meet my the father or meet the father. Or this is my sister. Then also before certain nouns that indicate a unique position. For example, he was elected chairman of the board. She was elected city councillor. And then in certain phrases, that consist of a transitive word followed by its object. For example, to catch fire. Try not to catch fire. Or please try to send word to my parents. Or he tried to lay siege to the vast city. Alright, so these are the cases in which the articles are omitted. There's also one little case, which is that in certain phrases that have a preposition and then an object. For example, shoot at sight, call by name, all hands on deck. So in these kind of cases also, you do not need any kind of the article. No article is needed. So after omission, you also need to discuss how are articles repeated in a sentence. So that's one very tricky part that you need to study more carefully, which is repetition of articles. So if I say, I have a black and white cat. This means that I have a cat which is partly black and partly white. But in the end, I just have one cat. If I say, I have a black and a white cat, that means I have two cats. One is black and one is white. So whenever two or more adjectives are qualifying the same noun, the article is used before the first adjective. Only when both of these are being used to refer to one particular noun, the article is used only before the first adjective. But when they talk about two different nouns, like this talks about cat number 1, this talks about cat number 2. In that case, the article is used before each adjective. So we see that two or more connected nouns refer to the same person or thing, and the article is used before that. For example, let's take another example. The third and the fourth chapter. Now, we're talking about studying the third chapter and studying the fourth chapter. The meaning is quite clear. But if you say the third and fourth chapters, now I hope you're able to see the difference. In the first case, we are using the article before each of them. So we're talking about the third and the fourth chapter. Or we can write the same sentence as the third and fourth chapters. The meaning in both of them is same. It's just that you have two options of writing the same thing. So both of them are equally correct. So that was all about this video on articles. We covered a lot of information in this video, so you might have to watch this again or just revise the notes and try to give more examples. And don't forget to visit us at perfect-scores.com, and if you have any kind of questions or feedback, you can mail us at support@perfectscores.org. This is Preetam Dakar for Perfect Scores. Thank you so much.